1. In what way is a work of fiction different from a fact file? अफसाना या काल्पनिक कृति हकीकत या तथ्य फाइल से किस प्रकार अलग है? Answer. The writer uses his imagination in a work of fiction. He writes what he wants. He can exaggerate and stretch reality, but in a fact file, the writer has to write only the actual facts. He cannot add anything by his mind. 2. Describe how the family reached the tropical island. वर्णन करें कि परिवार ट्रॉपिकल आइलैंड पर कैसे पहुंचा. Answer. The family constructed a vessel out of tubs. They filled the tubs with food and ammunition and all the other articles of value they could safely carry. Then they rowed towards the island. 3. Why did mother wish to shift the family to a tree house? माँ परिवार को एक पेड़ वाले घर में क्यों शिफ्ट करना चाहती थी? Answer. Their current camp was not only exposed but also very dry and hot. Their current house was not safe from jackals and other wild animals. That is why mother wished to shift the family to a tree house. 4. What was the third place the family decided to reside in? Why did they wish to shift there? परिवार ने जिस तीसरे स्थान पर रहने का निर्णय लिया वह कौन सा था? वे वहां क्यों शिफ्ट होना चाहते थे? Answer. The third place was a cave. The family decided to reside in it. They wished to shift there to protect from winter. They decided to create a place safe from the elements and a strong storage spot to protect themselves and their belongings. 5. What qualities, according to you, does Elizabeth's decision to move to a safer place show? आपके अनुसार एलिजाबेथ का सुरक्षित स्थान पर जाने का निर्णय क्या गुण दर्शाता है? Answer. Elizabeth's decision to move to a safer place shows her foresight and knowledge of the environment. It also shows her intelligence. 6. How did mother occupy herself when the tree house was being built? जब पेड़ पर घर बनाया जा रहा था, तो माँ ने खुद को कैसे बिजी रखा? Answer. When the tree house was being built, mother occupied herself in caring for the vegetable garden. The garden was producing healthy plants, corn, melons, pumpkins and cucumbers were already grown. 7. What made the family change over to their fourth residence? What precaution did they take before building it? किस कारण से परिवार को चौथे स्थान पर जाना पड़ा? इसे बनाने से पहले उन्होंने क्या सावधानी बरती? Answer. One day they found that one of their huts was completely destroyed. The cultivated field was trampled and ruined by an elephant herd. This incident made the family change over to their fourth residence. While building it, they took the precaution of using strong trees growing in a square near to each other as a foundation. The trees were of equal size, approximately 12 feet apart. Thus their house was safe. 8. Who was the victim and how long had she survived? पीड़िता कौन थी और वह कितने समय तक जीवित रही? Answer. The victim was an English woman, Jenny Montrose. Fritz had no idea how long she had survived. 9. How did Fritz learn about another victim, forsaken, abandoned on a faraway island? फ्रिट्ज को एक अन्य पीड़ित के बारे में कैसे पता चला जिसे दूर द्वीप पर छोड़ दिया गया था? Answer. Fritz had knocked down an albatross. He found a rag tied to the bird's leg. On the rag was a message that an English woman had been stranded on a smoking rock. 10. Do the changes in the family's residence remind you of the history of man's revolution? क्या परिवार का घर शिफ्ट करना आपको मनुष्य की क्रांति के इतिहास की याद दिलाता है? Answer. Yes, the changes in the family's residence remind us of the history of man's revolution. Men first lived in open tents. Then they lived on trees. After that, they shifted to caves. And last they cultivated land and lived there. The same process Robinson's family did. 11. How does the adventure come to a happy end? साहसिक कार्य का सुखद अंत कैसे होता है? Answer. Jenny found a lucky stone for all. In her search, a British ship that came to New Switzerland. Everyone made his decision about returning to England or staying on the island. Jenny and Fritz decided to go to England as they loved each other. William and Elizabeth and their 2 sons decided to stay on the island. Thus the adventure comes to a happy end. Who was included in the word everyone in everyone was amazed? Everyone शब्द में कौन शामिल है? Answer: the word everyone includes the passengers and the crew of the British ship. The end of the novel states that Jack and Ernest chose to stay back on the island instead of returning to England. Can you guess the reason why they made this choice? नॉवल के अंत में कहा गया है कि जैक और अर्नेस्ट ने इंग्लैंड लौटने के बजाय द्वीप पर ही रहने का फैसला किया। क्या आप अनुमान लगा सकते हैं कि उन्होंने ये निर्णय क्यों किया? Answer: as per my guess, first they wanted to support their parents. Second, they were habitual of living on the island. English workshop. 1. 2 separate words combined together to make a new word with a different meaning. They form compound words. Using a dictionary, find the meanings of the following compound words. जब 2 अलग अलग अर्थ वाले शब्द जोड़कर एक अलग अर्थ वाला नया शब्द बनता है, तब उसे कॉम्पाउंड वर्ड कहते हैं। डिक्शनरी का उपयोग करते हुए निम्नलिखित कॉम्पाउंड वर्ड्स के अर्थ खोजें। I arm loads amount of things that can be carried in an arm as in both arms. E. Footprints impression of foot on a surface. E. Cross currents a current in river or sea that flows across another current. If driftwood wood that has been floating or brought into the shore by the sea. V. Fireplace a opening made in the wall to hold as fire at home for domestic use. V. Spyglass a small telescope. 2. The following words can be used as nouns as well as verbs. Make 2 sentences of your own, using them as a noun in one and a verb in another. निम्नलिखित शब्दों का प्रयोग नाउन के साथ साथ वर्ब के रूप में भी किया जा सकता है। अपने स्वयं के 2 वाक्य बनाएं, उन्हें एक में नाउन और दूसरे में वर्ब के रूप में उपयोग करें। 1. Value. Noun equals you have no value in your family. Verb I really value my teacher's advice. B. Knot. Noun the knot is loose. Verb please knot the bag tightly. C. Travel. Noun my travel to Kashmir was expensive. Verb he traveled from Mumbai to Delhi. D. Return. Noun the return of a good deed is immeasurable. Verb he returns to the topic after a break. F. Reach. Noun it is out my reach. Verb my father will reach home by evening. G. Knock. Noun the knock on the door woke me up. Verb the bull knocked down a man. H. Attack. Noun there was a terror attack in Kashmir. Verb the lion attacked his prey. I. Mark. Noun I have a birthmark on his face. Verb I marked all the answers for you. 3. Given in a mixed order below are some good human attributes of the family. Pick out each from the box and write it against each line that reflects it. नीचे मिश्रित क्रम में परिवार के कुछ ह्यूमन क्वालिटी दिए गए हैं। बॉक्स में से प्रत्येक को चुनें और योग्य लाइन के सामने लिखें। 1. Courage and daring. 2. Perseverance and positive attitude. 3. Foresight. 4. Family bonds. 5. Humanity and sensitivity. 6. Resourcefulness. 7. Knowledge and its application. 8. Cautiousness. 8. The father told Fritz, the gods would make excellent bowls and spoons and they cut them into various utensils. पिता ने फ्रिट्ज से कहा, लौ की उत्कृष्ट कटोरे और चम्मच बनाएगी और उन्होंने उन्हें विभिन्न बर्तनों में काट दिया। Ans. Resourcefulness. B. After some days, Elizabeth informed that she wanted the family to move to a safer place. कुछ दिनों के बाद एलिजाबेथ ने बताया कि वह चाहती है कि परिवार सुरक्षित जगह पर चले जाए। Ans. Cautiousness. C. Thinking ahead of winter, father decided to create a place safe from the elements. सर्दियों के बारे में सोचते हुए, पिता ने तत्वों से सुरक्षित जगह बनाने का फैसला किया। Ans. Foresight. D. Father taught the boys geometry and how to use triangles to measure big objects. पिता ने लड़कों को जियोमेट्री सिखाए और बड़ी वस्तुओं को मापने के लिए ट्रायंगल्स का उपयोग कैसे किया जाए। Ans, knowledge and its application. A. He believed his daughter was still alive after 3 years. उनका मानना था कि उनकी बेटी 3 साल बाद भी जीवित है। Ans, perseverance and positive attitude. If 10 years had passed and the young boys grew to be young men and their parents were proud of them, 10 साल बीत चुके थे और लड़के जवान हो गए थे और उनके माता पिता को उन पर गर्व था। Ans, family bonds. G. Fritz felt that someone needed his help and he was determined to find the sender. Fritz को लगा कि किसी को उसकी मदद की ज़रूरत है और उसने सेंडर को ढूंढने की ठान ली। Ans, humanity and sensitivity. Q. 1. Write in your own words how the Robinson family made each of their homes. अपने शब्दों में लिखें कि रॉबिन्सन परिवार ने अपना प्रत्येक घर कैसे बनाया। 1. First home. The Robinson family's first home was a tent. They cut and spread armloads of grass to serve as their beds and soften the floor of the tent. 2. Second home. Their second home was a tree house which they built by using long and extended branches. These branches were used as platforms. They also created a ladder out of bamboos. 3. Third home. The Robinson family's third home was a cave. They carved out in the rock. They made an opening on the smooth face of the rock. Then they cut windows in the rock to allow for cross currents of air and sunlight to enter the cave. They made 4 rooms, complete with a fireplace. Fourth home. They used 4 strong trees growing in a square near one another as the foundation for their 4th home. The trees were of equal size, approximately 12 feet apart. Thus they built a safer home. Question 1. Where there is a will, there is a way. Jahan चाह, वहाँ राह. Answer. Ans. This is a very famous proverb. It signifies that if one really wants to do something, he can. If a person has a strong will, what the situation is, he can easily overcome it and achieve his goals. The willpower of a person is his best quality, so we should always keep in mind that when we have strong willpower, every problem will have a solution. If we read the biographies of great men and women like APJ Abdul Kalam, Mahatma Gandhi, Shivaji Maharaj, Mother Teresa and Abraham Lincoln, we will find that it is their strong will which has helped them overcome great difficulties and setbacks, and helped them find a way to achieve their goals. Every student has a will to get high score in examinations, but when he or she may not succeed, he or she starts blaming his or her luck, circumstances and other people. He or she does not realize that the fault lies within him or her. But if a student works sincerely and wholeheartedly towards his or her will, his or her goal, he or she is certain to achieve success. If one comes across any obstacle and can't climb over it, one must walk around it. There is always a way, if there is the will. Question 2. Courage and resourcefulness are the keys to overcome problems. साहस और साधनशीलता समस्याओं पर विजय पाने की कुंजी हैं. Answer. S. Problems or difficulties are a part of our life. But with the help of courage and resourcefulness, any problem can be faced smoothly. Instead of stepping back, we should use the available resources and the courage to overcome the biggest problems in our life. There are thousands examples of people who faced their problems, difficulties, setbacks and obstacles with the help of courage and resourcefulness and became role models for others. Usain Bolt's right leg is a half-inch shorter than his left. Even though Bolt is the fastest sprinter in history, the world record holder at 100 and 200 meters and the only person to win both events at 3 Olympics, when Sudha Chandran was at the age of 17, she met with an accident. It resulted in the amputation of one leg, below the knee. But Sudha Chandran did not let the accident come in the way of achieving her dream of becoming a dancer. She took it as a challenge with an artificial leg, and she began to dance again. Sudha Chandran is now a famous Bharatnatyam dancer and actress today. She is the only person who herself acted in her biopic. Her story is the story of inspiration for many.